I got offered a show right before the pandemic happened, and I didn't know what was gonna happen with that. All that got shut down. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Amber, and today I want to talk to you guys about something really interesting. Now, I know that you guys know that with this pandemic and all of that, we have had a negative effect on our economy. But I don't think that people really understand the magnitude of it. Given that I'm a person that cares about the world and I'm very aware, I'm always reading articles, also that I'm a person that has a degree in economics, I think it's just important to know and understand the hole we have to dig ourselves out of, as well as how important it is to have proper leadership. A lot of times when things happen, they could have been avoided with the right leader in place. So with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that I am registered to vote, and I hope you guys are too. And listen, I have information down below. You guys can check your registration or see how much time that you have to get registered. If not, tell your friend, your family, your loved ones, your chosen family, your boo, your kind of boo thing, your side chick. Tell whoever, because it's important for us all to show up to the polls and use our voice to vote. Not only for this presidential election, but for these local elections that are really important, to make sure that the people that are making decisions where we live are the right people that understand us. So whether you need to register to vote or you already are registered, make sure you vote as early as possible, because it is a pandemic and lines and stuff may be a little bit crazy. Now, for those of you that think that it's scary to do the mail-in ballot, listen, I was so skeptical, and then I found out there's an app where you can actually track it and make sure it gets exactly where it's supposed to be. I'll find that information and put it in the comments below. So basically, I'm just gonna read off this list of stuff because I've been working with this company, and what they do is gather all these statistics from all these reputable companies, and they measure exactly what's going on so they can understand how deep this impact has. So it's all checked and verified, which I'll put it all in the comments below. But anyways, let's talk about it. Now, the first thing I found interesting is between January 1st and March 21st, it was estimated that 1.5 billion children were out of school due to COVID-19. Whoa. Economists have reported that the US GDP decline was 32.9% in the second quarter. That's huge, you guys. The economic cost for fighting the pandemic for the first 2 months was $2.1 trillion, aka a 10% decline in our GDP. You guys, that's crazy. The World Bank estimates that COVID-19 will be the first increase in global poverty since 1998. Listen, I know that the first thing that most of us did was run to unemployment, because that's what was necessary. That's what it's there for, right? So majority of our family and friends are probably on unemployment, but it wasn't until I really looked at these numbers, I was like, whoa, because I know a lot of jobs are still open. But as of June 18th, more than 1 in 5 workers in America applied for unemployment, which was 34.5 million workers. In July, there was an increase of 1.43 million, and in August, another 1.2 million. So that's about 37 million people on unemployment right now. So let's talk about the unemployment rates. As of June, white people's unemployment rate was at 10%. Latinx was 14.5%, but out of that, women for Latinos was 15.3. For Asian, the unemployment rate was 13.8, and for black people, it was 15.4, but for black men, 16.3. One thing that I found really interesting and so frustrating, but also makes a lot of sense with how our system is set up, is that the African American unemployment rate in 15 states plus DC was double the amount of white unemployment rate. It was 2 to 1, and in some cities, even higher. I also found out that women's jobs were much more impacted, with overall men being 13% unemployment rate and women being at 15.5%. So let's talk about parents, because all ththese kids are at home going to school. 1.5 billion or possibly even more. Parents spend 27 hours per week on household chores duties, and that's all on top of their job. But just like I talked about in my recent video, women are the ones having a hard time, because they're at home spending 15 more hours on household duties or dealing with the children more than men are. 20% of full-time workers have children at home. And out of that, 60% of those parents don't have any help in caring for their child or children. This is the percentage of how much loss that each of these communities are facing with employment. So Asian community is 49%, the black community is 54%, and Hispanic or Latino is 63%. Now, for all of my creators, our artists, influencers, 95% of us have lost income due to COVID-19. And I don't know about y'all, but I had a weekly party and I had a number of events that I spoke at every single month. I was traveling to host parties and events in different places. That's what my calendar was mostly consisted of at the beginning of the year, and all that got canceled. I got offered a show right before the pandemic happened and I didn't know what was gonna happen with that. I was supposed to be pitching shows. All that got shut down. I don't know about any of you guys, but I was so scared, like, what is my future? What is gonna happen? But then I realized 95% of us were feeling that. The average decline for influencers, artists, and creators is $27,103. And one of the other things that I learned is that out of this 95% of influencers and creators, 80% of us didn't have a plan to recover. But I think seeing how we all survived, we all kind of band together and everybody started kind of helping each other out and was like, oh, do this, try this. That's one great thing that I saw. Listen, you always gotta have a plan A, B, C through Z. I always do, and that was the only way that I was able to kind of stay afloat. Is I already started putting some eggs in a basket for other things outside of creating content. And that's the main reason why I've been able to stay afloat, because not always do you get campaigns. It's inconsistent. And you guys know my struggle on getting monetization on these platforms. I've had to hustle, y'all, to stay afloat. But if so, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear your guys' story and see how this has impacted you guys, or if you have a story of bouncing back or kind of figuring out. Give us some life hacks. I would love to know. Now listen, make sure you get out and vote. It's really important. We need the correct people to make sure that this doesn't happen to us again, because influencers, creators, and people of color, we are minorities, but at the same time, we are the hustlers and the movement of this country. We need a leader to understand that and make sure that we have things that back us up in our corner and make sure that we're okay. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Stay amazing, stay proud, and stay woke. Peace.